Hey y'all, it's Melony, and I wanted to introduce you to the video that is coming up. Last Sunday, Molly was gone to a meeting, and Jonathan said, "Hey Bob," and Bob is my husband, "why don't you go do a video with Melony?" And, we were just going to kind of laugh to ourselves, ha 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 ha. And Bob said, well, okay, he guessed he could. So I was thoroughly shocked because Bob is not an extrovert by any means. And he agreed to come in here and we just had a little conversation. So at moments it's probably awkward because I hadn't planned anything. I'm just all of a sudden, Bob, we're in here together and we're visiting. It's a video that will, I don't know what it'll do. Molly's in here.
I haven't watched it.
It's just a conversation. So if you're bored or if you need to fold a load of laundry or whatever, please enjoy this video. I will say this video is a testament of two people with flawed personalities in many, many ways who decided that they would stick with things and figure out how to make it work, and with the help of the Lord we are still together. Some days are harder than others, as most marriages probably are, but I'm very thankful. And so without further ado, here is my Bob.
They're not ready.
Huh? They're not ready for my Bob. Oh, that's funny. Hi, I'm Melony.
And I'm supposed to say I'm Molly, but I guess I'm Bob.
You're Bob. And Bob got talked into this today. Molly's at a committee meeting at church. And so Jonathan said, why don't you have Bob on? And I'm like, sure. Because I can just ask you all kinds of stuff. But Bob is my husband. We got married. Oh, here we can start off right here. When did we get married? What year was it?
2008.
2008. And Bob was so kind as to marry a widow woman with 5 children.
And I have one child.
Yeah.
So that put 6 together.
Yeah.
But 4 of them were already adults, so.
Well,
but we raised 2.
We're grown. Yeah, so we raised 2 together. And what would you say has been the most challenging of our time together? Because there is challenges in a blended family. Coming in as a stepfather, I'm going to ask you the question, but then I'm answering it for you. And I do know it was hard for you to come in after someone had died. I think sometimes you wish that I did have some horrible ex-husband.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to come in after somebody that, it's my little catchphrase, walked on water, but, you had somebody that was the dad of dads, and then you get me. So it was a little tough.
But I loved you.
Yeah. And I think we loved each other, and that's the only thing that got us through the whole thing.
Yes, because it was
extremely challenging.
It was extremely challenging.
But
and when we say that, what do we mean by extremely challenging?
Well, I think there was a lot of expectations for me to be just like Kent, and I really wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't that.
See, I didn't know that was one of my expectations.
No, but I mean the kids, I would think.
Oh, the kids. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But when I say
it was
challenging, I would say we really were at the brink of not being together, wouldn't you say?
What
during those hard years?
Oh, the hard years. Okay, yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, because we ended up going to marriage counseling and just trying to learn how to work all this stuff out.
I can't say I'm the best communicator, so
I can't say that you're the best communicator either.
So it was probably a little
But I wasn't the
challenging.
best in some areas either. And so you throw that in with 6 kids, and some days it was just trying to keep our head above the water.
Yeah.
And I want to tell people that the light really hurts your eyes. I don't know if you've heard me mention on here before, but Bob has had torn retinas. How many surgeries have you had on your eyes? So that the light's kind of painful to him.
13 between both of them.
13 times.
So.
Torn retinas, and they put it together. And so you'll see him doing his eyes a lot. So while I'm here, I'm just going to ask you, what's been your most favorite thing about being married to me?
Well, I love your
Wait.
relationship with God, and it keeps me encouraged every day.
Really? Well, that
Every
is
day.
nice of you to say.
Every day. And then you're beautiful, so
Well,
what am I supposed to say?
that is very sweet.
true.
What do you think attracts me to you? One of my favorite things about you?
I have no idea.
Well, I liked the fact that you knew what you should be doing. You exuded strength. You're a Marine. You had the answers to life's problems. You were very strong, physically, mentally. And then the things that annoyed me most after we got married was that you were so strong that you knew what you wanted. They say that the things that attracts you to people also after you get married can just drive you crazy. And then after that, it drove me crazy. Do you remember our first family trip that we made? You had me and the kids get up. You said at 0 dark 30, and you told us the night before about how we needed to pack and position all of our gear so that when we woke up and got our clothes on, we would not do any backtracking of steps, that it would be a constant movement forward to the vehicle.
Yeah.
And I remember all of us just kind of looking at each other and thinking, what is he talking
That
about?
way I could just load them up while they were sleeping, and
It was
then I
very
grabbed
regimented.
each of them out of bed and with their blanket and put them in the back of the truck, and off we went.
It was all
They were still asleep.
It was all very regimented. We were just nothing like with life with me before him was completely different. And often you've said you don't know how I survived without you. But that's just because
She's definitely got a creative brain.
we totally do things completely different. And one of the most annoying things I think for you about me is my messiness. You can say that.
I just let it go now. It was tough when we first got married because I was very CDO about doing things. So
Yeah.
I want things all need to be this way and that way, and cans needed to be lined up in alphabetical order in the cupboards.
Bob, really and truly, I think counseling kind of got you back off of that. Because when we would laugh, when I've heard people talk about being OCD, I did not realize if you were truly OCD how life infiltrating that is, not just to your routine so much, but just how you deal with other people. You know, it affects your relationships. And so that's one thing I'm so thankful for, that we don't have to line up the cans in alphabetical order. If I use your toothpaste, you know it, but you don't get mad anymore. You just buy me my own tube.
It's gotten better since I've gotten older.
You've gotten better all around. I hope I've gotten better all around.
Yeah, you've learned how to put up with me. So.
Well, and you me. So that's been a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, what else could we tell people about that has been difficult for us, but we're glad that we came through on?
I know if you're in a combined family with other families, don't give up. You know, don't just say, I'm through with it. Go get counseling, get some help,
Because
because it will get better.
there was a time when Bob and my youngest son Sam were just, oh, y'all just, not this, it was just like this. Through those teenage years are hard, but then Sam was dealing with the death of his father, and then a few years later, then he had a stepfather. And just his personality, your personality, both being so male and everything, y'all really had a hard time. But you're so right. Y'all didn't give up. You didn't give up.
And now we get along great.
I know.
We
Y'all
really
have
do.
a sweet relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all really have a good relationship.
I'm very proud of the guy he's becoming.
And what I think you've realized is that being a stepfather is not a dirty word. You know, when we talked about it, stepmothers on Mother's Day, one of the words that people kept bringing up, our subscribers, some of them would say that in their family they call the stepmother a bonus mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I think stepfather had a really bad connotation to you. It probably would have been better to call you a bonus bonus dad. But isn't it good to know that you can work through some really, I mean, there were some really ugly moments, y'all, some really dark days, and
Yeah, it took its toll on everybody.
I'm so thankful that we went to counseling, that you agreed to that. I'm the kind of person I would agree to it, but for your personality, you could have just said, But I remember we went to, it took us the third counselor before you said, okay, this is the right one.
Yeah, I had some problems with counselors.
Yes. So once we got in there and we did the work, it really helped so much. And one of the things that just kind of changed everything was the day that our counselor told us that it was like Lucy from I Love Lucy married Spock from Star Trek. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And that I would need to learn how to speak. What is that? What was Spock?
Vulcan.
Vulcan. I would need to learn how to speak Vulcan. And it really opened my eyes to listening to things that he said that I thought he meant one thing, but really that isn't what you meant. And then I don't know, how did it help you?
Well, you were a little scattered, and that was unknown to me. It's like,
It's a little
oh man.
scattered. Scattered is a nice way to put it.
I've just kind of learned to go along with your creative way of doing things.
Well, I appreciate that.
So
Because
it's
I
not
remember
the way I would do them.
I remember the counselor saying Spock is intrigued by Lucy and he watches Lucy to see everything that she's doing, but he doesn't understand what's going on there.
And it's still like that today.
It is, but now we can laugh about it. And I can laugh more about things when you say things that used to that would just, oh, that's so mean or so harsh. Now I know that that's not your heart. That's not what you're meaning in there. I just have to stop and think about it a bit. So, is it all right that we talked about this? I guess I always want to encourage people not to give up, but to go get some help, because we've had a lot of good times in our, how many years has it been? You're the math person. See, it's 2008 and this is 2021. 21 minus 8.
No, 13. 13.
Okay. So 13
Something
years.
to say.
13 years. And we do pretty good now, don't we? Yeah.
Yep, if I wouldn't have stuck it out through the hard years, I wouldn't be enjoying the good years.
Yeah.
And I think what we really missed out on was, I missed out on that bonding time of when they were really young. Now Daisy was pretty young when I came in, but
Yeah. She's probably
without
7
that,
or 8.
without that young bonding time, you know,
It is, yeah, it's hard. Anyone that's part of a step family. I guess there's some that just it's smooth as butter, but ours was not. Ours was difficult, I'll have to say. It was a lot of tears and frustrations on everybody's part. So just to tell you that just keep at it. Not that we won't have difficult times ahead, but it's so good when you stick through something. It's worth it, and it's good. What else do we need to say? I'm trying to think of things that people have asked about you. Like, how do you feel about me and Molly having this channel?
Oh, I think it's great. I really do. I wish I could be more supportive, but
you are supportive.
But yeah, behind the scenes, I mean, I'm just not much.
Yeah, because you don't. And we were talking about that today. You're an introvert. This is not where you would prefer to be. And in fact, you're just doing this knowing that if you see this and you don't like it, you can nix it and tell Molly, don't ever put it on.
I highly doubt Molly'd let me just nix it.
But
she'd put it on here as an outtake or something.
Eventually, we want to get y'all out to our house where Bob has been reworking our 1909?
1907.
1907.
The very main part of the house.
It's 1907 farmhouse, and he's put years and blood, sweat, and tears into it. And now we're at the stage where we're just trying to figure out, do we sell it right now? Right now in our area, we could get more money if we sold it, but then we'd live in an apartment for a while, and the prices of lumber, they're up. And so it's hard to know sometimes how to make a good decision about things. So we're praying about that and, looking at the economy and the news, and he's moving forward with just keep making little improvements on our home, and then we're going to have to decide what we're going to do.
Because it's a lot to take care of. It really is.
Yeah, the older we get, the 13 acres, it seems like all he does is mow. And we want to get to that point where we can just have some fun.
Now, I will say the grandkids have all expressed...
They love it out there.
Yeah, unhappiness about us moving. And if you didn't see our board in our bathroom, we have a board that the kids write stuff on. And one of the granddaughters, Bria, has written on there, "Please don't go. I love this place."
Really?
On that board, yeah.
I didn't know that.
And it's great for memories for kids, because there's 4 ponds on the property, and the
beautiful.
Kids love it.
But all you do is mow and fix things, and any of y'all that have an older home or any kind of property, you're always maintaining it.
Yeah. Unless
you've got big money and you can hire people to come maintain it for you. And that's not our situation.
That's not what we do. Yeah.
So, well, I just wanted y'all to meet Bob. I don't want to interrupt you. Is there anything else you would like to talk about?
I don't think so.
You seem so shy and quiet when you're in my world.
Yes.
But I wanted you to meet my Bob, because I do talk about him sometimes. I share things, and now you can put a face to the name. So I don't know when Molly will put this with a video or if she will at all, but this is done, and it can go down in history as Melony and Bob on the Melony and Molly show.
Well, I'll still make another appearance when we
when
come
we
out
do
to
the
the
house.
house.
Yeah, that'll be good. Thank you, Bob, for your time here and for sharing those personal thoughts.
And thank you all for subscribing to their channel. I know they both
nice.
really enjoy it.
That's nice of you to say.
She spends hours talking about comments and
well,
making
you
sure
see
that
me
she
over there,
responds,
because I really, behind every subscriber, there's a real person with a real heart and a family and struggles and triumphs and joy and all that. And that's kind of why I did it, because I like to connect with people. Not so much with the makeup, which I know is a disappointment to some, and I'm still going to try to do some of that. But that's one thing. When you and I married, you couldn't believe how much stuff I did.
Oh, yes.
I rolled my hair and I makeup, and you'd say, "Let's go somewhere," and I'd go, "But I don't have on my makeup."
Yeah, quick trips. I got to tell her an hour and a half ahead of time.
No, not anymore. I'm trying to be less high maintenance. I'm going to say I'm not high maintenance personality-wise, I don't think. Am I? say no.
No,
Say no.
no,
But
no.
but you know, the way I was raised up here in the South, Mother would say, you know, you put your best face forward. The older I get, my best face is harder to come by.
You're still beautiful to me.
Thanks. I appreciate it. See y'all next time.
All right. Well, I guess we got to say like and subscribe and
You said that. That's
comment
great.
down below.
Comment down below. Thank y'all. Bye.
Bye.
We did it, baby.
We did. And I know Molly's
you
going
were
to put this in the outtakes.
And you were so quiet.
I was?
Yes, you're usually more. You came off like a gentle lamb. We know better. See how long we talked. Does it show?
20 minutes.
Wow. Then press stop.
Okay.
Thank you, baby.
It's bright, isn't it?
Yes.
You need some sunglasses?
I think I do. Did we discuss what we were going to talk about?
No. Are you nervous? And you look at that little circle and you pretend those are your friends.
Right there. Okay.
The light is really bothering you, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We're all
Yeah, it's really bright. But that's all right. So, my dear wife, what are we talking about?
Are you ready?
Sure.
Hi, everybody. It is Melony, and I am going to tell you about the video.
I know. I'm about to tell you. You just keep.
Okay, let's stop all this.
You
and
want me
I'll
to leave?
No, I'll just
Okay.
start over. No, I'll just start over.